be able to sit next to someone who's so intelligent, yet he can kind of break it down to our level as well to help us leave here with something that we all could use. One of the very first questions, Dr. Seidman, that I think a lot of people are excited about is just kind of your career and your story. Could you give us maybe some highlights from your years of being able to change people's lives?
Well, first of all, thank you for the very kind introduction. Thank you for the very kind welcome. I have a lot of friends in Ohio, even though I'm a Michigan grad. I'm sorry for you. A little bit of a dangerous crowd here. I'm very happy to be here. So thank you again for welcoming me so kindly to your beautiful state. So, for those of you who don't know me, my background was I either wanted to be an F-16 fighter pilot or I wanted to be a doctor. And my father, who was a school teacher, said, go to school and one day maybe you'll be able to fly or something like that. And so I didn't get into the military at the time, and I'm very honored to be at some very brave soldiers, probably many of you here as well, who have been veterans in the past, so thank you for that service as well. I'm getting a little off tangent here, but I'm kind of go back and think about these things. And what I really wanted to do is to try to help and to impact as many people's lives as I possibly could. And so I tried to think about how I could do that. Being a physician, you can take care of one person at a time, and we all know that. And working in the realm of public health or global health or preventive health, it seemed to me that you could impact so many more lives. And then I sort of figured out what doctors know nothing about and what's so critical. It goes back to Hippocrates, who said, you are what you eat, and let thy food be thy medicine, let thy medicine be thy food. And we've created some very exciting food products, if you will, that I think are very sustainable and very healthy. And so with that in mind, I realized that doctors know nothing about nutrition. We're given 3 one-hour lectures of nutrition in medical school. And that's what I decided to do. So I went to the School of Public Health at the University of Michigan. I graduated with a degree in human nutrition. And it was about that time I was playing competitive racquetball, traveling the country, and my diet consisted of, don't hold me to this, but it's true, nacho cheese Doritos, Coca-Cola, and pizza. So that was my diet. And believe it or not, I was winning tournaments and things of that nature. I don't know quite how, but I realized that I wasn't getting the supplements and the nutrients that I really needed. That wasn't a very good diet, as many of you know. And I wasn't practicing what I preach. And at about the same time, when I was in my dorm room, I started looking and studying supplements, and I started creating supplements in my dorm room. So I had vats of vitamin E, I had vats of ginkgo biloba, I had vats of vitamin C in my dorm room, and I'd mix these powders. And down the hall, there'd be smoke coming out of the room, and they'd say, go there if you want to have some fun. I don't know, but Seidman's got some powders in his room. You may want to check those out. So they were good for you, they were safe, and I thought they were certainly effective, of course. And that's really how I got started. And then I went on to medical school and realized that you can impact so many more lives through preventive types of health models. And our healthcare paradigm, as you well know, is taking care of the sick. We're not doing healthcare in America, we're doing sick care. And so I do a lot of governance work, and I'm in Washington, D.C. probably once a month. I'm very active in my academy. I'm actually an ear, nose, and throat surgeon, and people say, well, how'd you get into nutrition? And that's how I got into it. And anyways, I'm talking to our congressmen and senators because I think that we have a model, and it's right here in this room, to improve health in America. For those of you who are in Cincinnati, you heard thousands or 4,000 or 5,000 people in Cincinnati, and so many people telling such wonderful stories of improved health, of optimized wellness, of people going off their medications, and that's just so exciting, the things that we can do from that perspective. And so, Visalis really has allowed me the opportunity to not just touch one person a day in my office, or 30 or 40 people, but to touch so many more lives in such a meaningful and important way, and that's just really exciting.
Absolutely. Wow. You guys see this is amazing, man. We see slides and we hear about it in the media, but with your experience day in and day out with the epidemic of obesity, how serious is it really? And how is it really impacting our overall health as Americans?
We spent about $2.2 trillion last year on health care, sick care. We're taking care of people after we're sick. I've done a lot of work with the CDC, and we know that obesity is an epidemic. And a lot of it is the foods that we eat, the foods that are thrown in front of us. And I don't want to say it's not our own fault, because We are the CEOs of our own bodies. We have to take it upon ourselves to do the right thing. You have to care about yourselves because you're the most important. And if you don't have your health, you have nothing, right? So obesity is an epidemic in America and actually globally. So 60% of America, that number is not too far off the world, are overweight. And we're eating more and we're eating things, but still 1/3 of us on this planet, it doesn't mean just in sub-Saharan Africa, it means here in America, 1/3 of us on this planet, so about 2.2 billion people have a micronutrient deficiency. So we're eating a lot, we're not getting the right nutrients, we're causing significant health care issues, and back to the CDC, without slides, I like just talk about things. I'm so sorry. So the question was, how much is this really impacting us? And it's just a huge problem. We know that roughly 2/3 to 3/4 of most medical disorders that we take care of today are preventable. Think about that. 2/3 to 3/4 of what we're taking care of, diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, stroke, cancer, 2/3 to 3/4 are felt to be preventable through appropriate lifestyle choices. So it's a huge problem. You cut healthcare costs in half if you took care of us on the front end. And if you started adopting healthy lifestyles, like Sal's, tells us to do. These things are very good.
Absolutely. Wow, isn't that exciting, guys? We get to go out there and impact this epidemic every single day. Now, you may call all of us in this room a little biased, Dr. Seidman, but one of the questions that we are eager to find out, especially from your perspective, is how good are the ViSalus products really compared to all the other products out there?
Yeah, it's I don't know if many of you know Nick. Where's Nick? Is Nick in the back of the room? Where is he? He's somewhere over here. I think he's hiding. But it always reminds me of a funny story. So I think, what I've done is I've spent 25 years of research, and not all of it's been funded by the NIH. You had mentioned that. I've had funding from the NIH, I've had funding from aspects of the DoD, I've had funding from industry in different places over the last 25 years of my career. And a lot of it has been on nutrition and health and wellness, a lot of it's been on aging and things of that nature. So I've been in the lab essentially since 1981, starting at the Kresge Hearing Institute at the University of Michigan Hospitals, moving to Wayne State, where I'm still a professor at Wayne State, at the Ford Health System. I have my own lab there. And so we've worked in the laboratory for years looking at the effects of aging. And that's really been kind of my passion, is aging and how to slow that process. And in so doing, we came up with some very interesting compounds that are naturally occurring that affect the aging process. And aging, if you look at any definition of aging, and I don't want to get too biochemical on you here this morning, but if you look at any definition of aging, it's the progressive deterioration of the body to the point that you have an increase in the amount of disease. I mean, who wants to get old with that kind of definition? Not me, And I think that, people say, oh my God, I had my 60th birthday, oh my God, I had my 50th birthday, and I always think it beats the alternative, right? So, we all agree that it beats the alternative. We want to get older in a healthy way, in a vibrant way, and I want to be 95 skiing in the mountains of Colorado or on some lake water skiing or doing something fun or some sort of exercise. I want to be healthy, and I think that we can do that. So how do you do that? You ask about, what's so special about the ViSalus products. I think what's special about them is that 25 years of my own research, but hundreds of years of other people's research, thousands of papers to substantiate what we're doing and why we think it works. So we're a very data-driven company, and most people don't have that. Most people don't have a medical doctor and a nutritionist on their board. Most people don't have a PhD scientist that we have working on the board to help create and be part of the development of these types of products. They just kind of throw things together without any real testing. We've done an awful lot of bench research, a lot of great clinical stories that we've had here. We have patents. Most people don't have patents. We're made in an FDA-inspected laboratory. Almost nobody is made in an FDA-inspected laboratory, and I insisted upon that. Why? Because I'm not putting something into my body that I don't think is perfect or near perfect. And likewise, for my wife and my kids, who of course I love, I want things that I know are good for them, are sustainable, are healthy, are natural whenever possible, and are safe and effective. And so that's what we've created. So we're made in an FDA-inspected laboratory. What does that mean? It means that every ingredient that comes in, and there are more than 70 different nutrients that come in to make up the BiPAC, every single ingredient gets checked before they open it. They take a sample of it out, it gets sent out to a third-party laboratory to verify that, for example, the ginkgo biloba has 24% ginkgo flavonoids and 6% terpenes, that the ginseng is standard standardized with 0.03% ginsenosides, that the vitamin E is indeed natural D-alpha-tocopherol, not D-L-alpha-tocopherol, which is the synthetic form of vitamin E. So everything, the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, and everything gets done with that product. I don't know of any other company that really does that. That's one reason that I love working with Nick, Blake, and Ryan, is that they have said that I can talk the science, that I can oversee it and make something that I think is perfect and safe, and that's what I get to do, and that's what I love to do. So FDA inspected laboratory, most people don't do that. GMP certification means good manufacturing processes, that's part of it. Most companies don't do that. Once the product is made, the FDA allows certain tolerances where things could be up or down just a little bit, because you can't, and nothing is, we're all unique, every snowflake is different, every person is slightly different, every pill has a certain amount of tolerance that is allowed by the FDA. And we're always with those guidelines. It gets sent out and verified that once it's made, that it has what it says that it has. So that's the kind of processes that we do. We have multiple patents that back our company products. We have a scientific team that's put things together. We've done the years of research, the thousands of studies to verify that this amount of X and that amount of Y are appropriate for one another, are synergistic, and have a positive effect. We've just done so many different things to make it safer, to make it better, to make it like nobody else has. So I'm very excited about that. And I started the story by saying, Nick called me up one day and said, hey Michael, says, I sent our product out with Herbalife, with Pharmanex, with USANA, and I'm going to get it tested for its ORAC value, which is the ability of the product to scavenge free radicals. He says, how do you think we'll do? And I said, I don't know. I hope we'll do well. I had no clue how we do. So it was totally blind to me. I had no idea. But it was sent out to an independent laboratory. And, I think Herbalife, I think Pharmanex, I think USANA are good products. I just think we are substantially better than companies like that. And it turned out, I can't remember if it was USANA or Pharmanex, their life back, but we were about something like 100% higher ORAC value than the next best competitor. And these are good companies out there. I don't want to say anything bad about our competitors. They're making a decent product. I just think we're making something better, A, and B, the mindset, the philosophy of ViSalus is not really all about the pill. It's not all about the shake. And you hear that and that resonates because that's important. That's the vehicle to get us there. But it's about health, it's about wellness, it's about giving back. You talk to anybody, any of the ambassadors, any of the people that are at the higher levels of the company, they're always doing something humanitarian. They're always doing something to give back. And that's what this company stands for. So I'm so proud of you.
Just said, want to just like have a little miniature Dr. Seidman in your pocket? Wouldn't that be cool? Get this know-it-all as a challenge card, just like, oh yeah, well, I got a miniature Dr. Seidman right here. Check that. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? Another thing that I thought about just then is, how lucky are we that we don't have to be the genius, scientists behind these products. All we have to do is get it into somebody's body. And let the science do the work when it gets inside their body. That, to me, is so neat that we have the simplest job of anybody else. And the whole ViSalus team, all we have to do is get passionate and get these products in people and change their lives. Well, Dr. Seidman, I know that there's a couple of highlights when I think about what you've done for ViSalus. I think about the ViPack. It's absolutely my favorite product in our product lineup. I couldn't live without it. And then I've heard some crazy stories about a little YouTube video here or there that you actually had some sort of surgery without anesthesia. But those are just a couple things that I've heard about. But overall, what are some highlights, I guess, of your career, or something that you can say, not just in your personal life, but in your professional life that you're most proud of?
In my professional life, it's hard. I've been blessed to have my hand in a lot of different things, and one of the things that was probably a highlight is I was invited by the military last year to be part of a strategic think tank. The number 1 and number 2 disabilities for our men and women coming home from Operation Iraqi Freedom in Afghanistan is hearing loss and ringing in the ears. And while there are no cures for that, actually one of the patents awarded as part of the ViSalus product is something that actually mitigates against noise-induced hearing loss. They were very interested in that product, and they had got to talk to them. So to have impact, and to have the government interested in what you're doing, and not because you're doing something bad, but because you're doing something good. That's very exciting. And I think, to me, again, when I stop and I think, I feel blessed that I get to see patients every day, that I get to have some impact, and I do my best to help. You know, we can't help everybody, we try. I really believe that we can try to help people. But I think linking up with a company like this, I always joke that I would never, ever link up with a network marketing company. The concept I just didn't like, it just didn't fit with me. And what sold me was Nick, Blake, and Ryan said, you know, we're so much more than that. And I don't have to sell product. That's not what I'm good at. I mean, I'm good at being in the lab, I'm good at, you know, doing the research, I'm good at reading the studies, trying to figure out what's best for me, for my wife, for all of you, and then double checking it. And that to me, you know, the alignment with this company is something that I'm so proud of, because it gives me the opportunity to reach out to thousands and thousands of people from countries around the world, and I think that's exciting. And then, you know, I'm also proud about the work we're doing in Bangladesh to help solve rickets, which is a nutritional issue. And so there's just a lot of things. It's hard to pick one thing. So I'm just proud to be here, happy to be here, and happy to be working with such a great team.
Well, we certainly appreciate your help too with the United States troops coming home with that. Guys, please give them a big round of applause. One more giant big round of applause for our very own amazing Dr. Michael Seidman.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stay on your feet and give a round of applause.